Jeff, a little light day for the guys today?
Yeah, we're helmets only, just 12 periods. We were pretty physical Friday and Saturday. And as physical as we've been since I've been here. And, it's pretty common that we do that on Monday anyway. But yeah, that was today's plan.
How did guys respond to that physicalness those previous two practices?
They were great. We had a good day yesterday and today. And, just there's always bumps and bruises, those kind of things from football. It's a physical game, but they're great. They enjoy that kind of stuff. They're tough kids.
What went into the decision to kind of ramp that up at this point in fall camp and have them going that physical early on?
We've always tried to be that way, but we're a little deeper than we have been, and we've got some spots, that we're not as sure of, that we're having to make sure of a little quicker. And got some big games in September. The possibility back to the playoffs now. They've taken on a little bit more importance. They're always important, don't get me wrong, but probably a little bit more important now if you want to have a chance to be, because you can't mess up. We're all fighting for one spot. So.
Does that force you to balance or rethink how you want to plan the practice schedule in general to be lighter on other days to make sure they can handle the physicality in certain spots?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's just good common sense. You can't write a check with your mind that your body can't cash. Those kids will do anything we ask them to do. We have an unbelievable relationship. We've all been together a long, long time. I just got to protect them from themselves, honestly.
We're talking to Elliot Davison today. What have you seen from him getting ready for a second season here?
What I thought. He was coached by my brother in high school, so I knew what kind of kid he was. And he's really come in here and involved with the culture immediately. Amazing young man, very smart. Comes from a great family, came from a great program in high school. I think you'll see really big things. He played great last year, but I think he'll really take another step this year.
We talked in the spring about him sliding from the free safety into the boundary role more regularly. Is that something you guys are sticking with, and how's he adjusted to that through the fall?
They're both. Him and Ken are so smart. They could do anything we asked them to do. There's nothing that kid can't do. He's incredibly coachable, very smart. I'm a big fan of Elliot, obviously.
You have a couple of transfers in that room as well with Jamarius Lewis and Jimmy Wyrick coming in here over the summer. What do they bring to the table for this team?
Well, Jamarius has played a lot, and he's played at a very high level. And he's hungry. He wants to be on a winning team. And he's just a good human as well. Him and his brother Fred have both been great additions to our team. Jimmy, obviously, graduate from Stanford, known him for a long time. We're recruiting early in the process. Another high IQ. We've got all those kids in this safety room could darn near be coaches or quarterbacks. They're brilliant minds, coached by a very good man in Jess Leff and Corey Jordan, both former Texas high school football coaches. Do a really good job with those guys.
Is that a position where you could see rotating a lot through the year, or is that one where you want to have more consistency?
No, I can see. And, we've got nickel packages, we've got dime packages. If the kids can play, we're going to find a place to get them on the field. And if they can't or not quite ready yet, we won't make certain calls to get them out there. But we've been really good on third down here in the years. And, we have a lot of nickel packages, a lot of dime packages, so we get those kind of guys on the field. If you're intelligent and you have character and you can make plays, we're going to find a place for you.
As you guys enter week 2 of fall camp, what are you hoping to see from the team as this week goes forward?
Yeah, I would say this week just the continuous progression of us adopting to our culture more and more and more. We play so physical on defense. It's hard to play that way in practice and keep everybody healthy. We have such a physical mindset on offense, how we run the football. It's hard to practice that stuff against our defense and keep everybody healthy. That's always the balance. Can we continue to stay up, look like a pro football team, and get after it and not anybody go to the ground? And we've done that 2 times out of the 5 opportunities that we've only been allowed to hit 2 times out of those 5. So we're really 2 for 2. We'll see about Tuesday, we'll see about Wednesday.
Has the switch to be able to communicate in the helmets in games impacted how you've approached practice at all? Have you messed around with that technology any?
Yeah, it's slight, but it's there. I've said before, for it to really help us, I wish we'd have gone to 5 so I wouldn't have to signal anymore. Just the tempo I want to play at, just talking to one person, you still got to signal. Receivers still got to look to the sideline. So we're going to have to keep having dummy signalers. I was hoping to have 5 live helmets, so the quarterback just could tell the line, and then we could talk to the helmets, the other ones. But we went with one because we're going to do what the NFL does, and I don't want to huddle. It just bores me to tears.
What does it do to the defense side?
I don't think much because, again, if you're playing us, we're going to go so fast. I don't know what one guy can tell. I mean, he'd be looking at the sideline the whole time. I imagine. I don't know. I know for us, we're going to still work from the sideline, and we'll have obviously one person that we speak to out there. But I don't think it's going to have that much of an effect, except maybe for the guys that just buy into the NFL football, and that's the way they want to play. There's nothing wrong with that. That's worked a long time. It's just not my personality, and it's not what's best for the road runners. That we were the tortoises, but we're the road runners. You know what I mean? We can't be the road runners and huddle up and play boring. Our fans would quit coming to the game.
Is it at least, for a quarterback to be able to communicate with the line, even if the guys farther away have to look, or like for Jamal to communicate with the rest of the front seven, is there at least some benefit for those guys?
I can see that. I mean, but I've got Liggins at linebacker. He's played more snaps than Coach Lepp's ever played out there. But there is a way for Jess to be able to speak to him, up till the very end. But if you're playing somebody that's not going to play the way we are, and they go down after the 15-second mark, then it's going to go dead anyway. So I expect some people to play that way. Huddle, snap it at one, and then you can't speak. So we're going to make it. I still feel like our role as coaches is to prepare those guys and turn them loose. I remember when I was the head basketball coach, I thought I was such a great coach, and my guys looked at me every single time on every possession. And I'm kind of like, that's not a good way to play sports. You should, if you're a good coach, you shouldn't be coaching much on Saturday. There's going to be adjustments, but you should have thought through it, communicated it, and have a plan during the week, in my opinion.
Do you think if this year goes well, they could expand the rule where more guys have headsets? Do you know where that's headed?
I don't know. I know that in the bowl game, I believe there were some teams that did play with 5, and they loved it. But that's not the way it was voted. It was voted to go one helmet, and who knows why. I've got my own conspiracy theories, but who knows for really.
They're trying to slow you down?
No, I don't think we're not in the reason for any reason. I just think, I've got my opinions on why it was done.
This morning, before even the stretch, there was a moment you were speaking to the team, and they were sending a message about taking each day and focusing on the playoff. What was the meaning behind wanting to send that message early this morning? What'd you say to the guys?
Well, it's just human nature. When you go as hard as we went last week, they had a Sunday to recover and rehab, and then Monday you're in no pads, and it's only 12 periods. Human nature is like, coach must want to take it easy today, and we just had to win the day. I mean, we had to beat Kennesaw today. That's how you get great. You got to beat your opponent every day. You can't just show up on the day of and expect to beat the opponent. That's all that was. Thank you.